Okay, let's see, where am I? One of these days I'm gonna find the will to embark on the Final Fantasy journey again. Yeah, this is a journey that I've only recently started doing myself, as the Dark Souls games. I'm a bit late to the party, but I am enjoying it, especially this one. Let's get back to where I was before, the Catacombs of Karthus. Needs must, you know. Let's go. I'm not fully sure which way I do want to go, so I'll just run any way I can and see what happens. Is he coming back? Yeah, he's coming back. I'm seeing new stuff. That means that I can be sure that I have not been here before. Oopsie. Not a good start. I'm not really keen on Dark Souls. It doesn't appeal to me much really. Memorizing how to beat things and repeating it again until I perfect the run. But the whole FF thing, well, you probably still vaguely remember I was doing 9 no Dylans. Does it fight the princess? Yes. I do remember that. Yes, that was amazing. The story of Dylans will continue. Maybe in the future. That'd be amazing. Not really getting much of a chance to check. Oh no, spinning skeletons. I hate these guys, I hate these guys. I'm gonna die! Save me! Save me! That's one down. Two down. These guys are firebomb stuff it. There we go. Okay, I think we're alive. Somehow. Are we alive? Yeah, we're alive. Somehow. Regrets, bye-bye. Let's see. Indeed, so anyway, the reason behind this was because, well, I'd never played the FF games and I never understood what it appeals, so I made a deal with my friends should choose an FF game and I'd LP it, which, well, they chose 9. Then Life and Various Things came and I never did finish 9. So actually, as penance, which I had never actually told them, I picked up all the main FF titles, not counting MMOs. Damn! And I'm going to do a grand journey of LPing the whole friggin' lot. So I did record probably 80% of FF1, but my god, that is a terrible game. I've actually never finished the original one, but I do know that it's like pretty bad in comparison to other ones. But back then, obviously, it would have been a groundbreaking achievement. So it's really difficult to find the urge to continue. I'm sure they get more interesting next one, but wow. Yeah, they do. I would say Final Fantasy IV is the first one that really has a real epic story to it and a decent system. Because in that one, everyone has like a fixed role, a fixed job. Whereas in FF1, you can choose. So it depends what your take is on those, really. I mean, FF4 probably feels a bit like 9 in that everyone has their own role, so to speak. There we go. Titan Show, thank you. Ooh, that does not look healthy. Definitely does not look healthy. Problem with one is it's inconsistent. It has minimal story, absolutely no real direction on what you're meant to do or where to go. Indeed, isn't even consistent, which can be. Yeah, it's a bit too open. I think. Like you just have to go places and see if you've gone to the right place, kind of thing. It's not very good. Hey, come back here. You just glitch out of here. Fire gem. Interesting. Okay, slowly but surely. I suppose the one benefit of the FF series is that every game is different in its own right, so you might like one game, but you might not like another. In my case, I hate FF3. I think FF3 is like... I don't know what it is, I just don't like it. It's too boring for me. 4 was okay, 5, boring again, 6. I do like 6, but I still haven't friggin' finished it. I've got the Pixel Remaster, and I started playing it on stream. I need to finish it. That's the one Final Fantasy that I still hate myself for not finishing. Bradley, how's it going? Massa, it's going pretty okay. I'm still going. Just finished off my Dutch practice, and now I'm doing some Dark Soul. Here's my character. She has pretty purple hair. Don't you agree? Hee hee hee. How you doing? I actually basically got one shot right to the start by a crazy horse, so one of my party was KO'd and gains no XP, right? So I'm like, cool, I need to revive him, which I do. But he has like no HP and gets one shot again. I'm buying another Phoenix down, which is like 1,000 GP, and you're earning like 40 GP per... Yeah. Some games have really expensive Phoenix downs. Uh-oh. It's kind of funny they all just fall off. Do they fall to their deaths? I think they do. What are these guys doing? I mean, I'll take it. Hell yeah, my Dutch practice is going slow. Weirdly enough, I'm doing good. No more anxiety, which is nice. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. Have you done much Dutch practice recently, may I ask? Like, what have you been doing with Dutch practice? Duolingo or Google Translate every now and again, or have you not really been focusing on it? I think he was a bit too excited to see me. This looks like a boss arena, kind of. Maybe? Kind of? What this? This place is cursed. Yeah, I got that. Teleported? Uh-oh. Naturally, I'm gonna go for the thing. Right. Oh, hi. Hi, Lord Volnir. That wasn't very pleasant. Something tells me there's something else going on there. Been trying to go more into Duolingo, but yeah, it's not going good. I definitely can't speak it yet. I kind of get a sense of what is written if it's like a beginner level. Yeah. It's fine. Every Dutch person I've ever met speaks English at a native level. Pretty much everyone except 1 or 2 people. He was baiting you with some shiny ball. He was. He was baiting me with all that shiny. Is there a ring I can use to negate that thing? Guessing not. Oh, crap. I had no idea where I was going. I just ran randomly and saw where it took me. So I'll just run through this time. I'll try to. I know this is the right way because I was here before. Running, running, running. Oh, this way. The camera! The camera! You're persistent, aren't you? Being there is not good. Bracelets, called it. Nasty. Almost there. Got the idea though. Let's see. Blame it on the fact that they don't TV and movies, and obviously a lot of English and American media. Yeah, but a bunch of Dutch people that I know tell me that when they learn English, it's because they watch American shows and whatnot. That's why they have sometimes the American tinge to their accents when they speak English. So I figured taking most friends I speak English and they are Dutch. There is maybe one or two who can't, or minimum level. Yeah. It's the Germans with their terrible, terrible dubbing that you gotta watch. I mean, now I learned English from watching Asian dramas with English subs, so I was learning two at the same time. I can't watch any movie that is English dubbed in Latvian, my brain goes crazy. Latvian, yes. Katowice, Massa. Born and raised in Latvia, but I have Polish and Swedish blood in me. And did you ever know that the building on Chorley Old Road was at some stage in its life the Latvian Club? I did not. You mean where we used to work, you mean? On the corner? I was going to say the same, but I figured you are German if I'm correct. He's British. He is very much British, yes. From the same hometown as Renzi, yes. Marta and I are actually old colleagues. We used to work together. He was, well, still is to this day, he was one of the main employees at my first actual workplace. When I first started teaching, he was one of the first guys there that I worked with. It was owned by a Latvian couple. Wait, really? You mean Mr. Lord himself was Latvian? Oh, no, never mind. No. Forget that. You're talking about the building, not the school. Never mind. The building itself was owned by Latvian people. I gotcha. I didn't say anything. Latvians did go to the UK and Ireland before UK decided to leave Europe. Yep. Pretty much everyone came to the UK before UK decided to leave Europe, and now not only can people not come to the UK, but UK people can't leave the UK either. Like, I remember one thing where someone said that they had retirement plans to go to Spain, but because now that England is no longer in the EU, they can't do it as much. Because obviously before then, when you were in the EU, you could go anywhere you wanted in Europe, with virtually no restrictions. The only thing you needed was you had to have ID or a passport. But nowadays, you need both a passport and you also need a reason for being there, so you need a permit. Which is what I'm going to have to try and get at some point, potentially. It's an absolute pain in the backside. So if I want to stay there for a longer time, I have to actually get a friggin' permit. If you go there for like 3 months or less, it's no problem. Let's try again, Mr. Ballner. Sauron had the wrong ring. This guy has the 3 bracelets. Gotta watch him when he crawls forward. That's what's getting me. 2 deaths I didn't account for. Maybe 3. Unsure. I think primarily to GTFO of the Soviet influence. Pretty much. Hey Mariam. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? I see you made your way through the catacombs. Well, supposedly. I just ran in random directions and ended up coming face to face with a big guy when I tried to pick up a shiny. I picked up a shiny and there was a big skull face in my mind. It was like, ugh, creepy. But I've discovered his weakness. His weakness is the shiny, so you gotta destroy the shiny. Funny story, my father was a regular visitor to the Latvian club back in the day. One day this Russian soldier was vacationing to the UK for some reason, was in. Apparently my father was the spitting image of his commander. Wow. The guy took literally days to believe my father was not in fact his commanding officer spying on him. I think the accents alone would have given him a clue now. Because if he had a British accent, then I guess that wouldn't come across as either Latvian or English, because Latvian and Russian are fairly similar to each other in terms of the sound, and it's nowhere near English. If I may say. Ow. You might. Would you mind not trying to murder me? Back for a bit, not sure if I want to chill or do S-Ranks or do the Carnival. I actually haven't done any of the new content. Like, I've not done the, I've not done Blue Mage, I've not done Mandeville, I've not done any of the Relic, I've not done the, what's it called, the new, shit, what's it called? Not Criterion, the other one. But it is Criterion, but it's like the small version of it. Variant, that's the word. I've not done the Variant dungeon yet. That stuff I'll do eventually. Soviet influence is still kind of a big thing here, not gonna lie. There was a lot of Russians who refused to speak Latvian. One even told me, I mean not me, I was in the same room as that patient and that patient told the nurse, that I need to learn Russian. If not, I can't be a nurse. Well, that's kind of wrong. Animated Blue have all the skills. Nice. How many new skills have they added? Imagine like 10 or something. Well, it's Russian. What do you need to be apart from that, Niet and vodka? True. How far are you on Savage? I've killed P10S, working through P11 now. I've only been in there once though, and I kind of got through to... I forget what it's called. It's the one where he has like all the different clones appear and he does two together and tethers and everything goes together. So that's something that I'll need to get through at some point. That was before I left my static. Now I've got to be careful. Okay, that only goes in front, that's fine. Nice. That wasn't too difficult. Igadoo, the door open. Hello. Right, let me catch up now. How far are you on service now? In medical parts, a lot more. My day has been shit today, but at least it's Friday. Ah. And we're restored. I'm going to do this. Not many people know about this, I don't think, so I'm going to do it here. I hope it works anyway. Does that work? Yes, it does. Yay. You can give hugs in my chat. Let's go. How do you forget Bliat? Yes. Why did you leave your static? It was just too much for me. We were doing both Savage and Ultimate at the same time, and doing all that in the amount of time that we were was just far too much for me to cope with, so I had to back off and relax for a bit. Yeah, it's hard to write it in that way. Hello, hi, it's my face. My whole week has been but I'm not going to talk about it. Renzo, my brother, knows a lot already. I do, and I shall keep that to myself. Every time I bump into a Russian, they tend to ask me if I speak Russian, so I'll say sure, I know like 6 words, and immediately they ask, what 6 words, and nearly die in laughter at the ideas of da, niet, spasiba, vodka, chica, and bliat. I'm not sure if I pronounced that 5th one correctly, but I do know a few more, but I stick with that for comic effect. Yeah. For some reason, they are always surprised about the last 2, and I am like, have you met Russians on the internet? True. That's the best I've ever heard, yes. I mean, the internet is, yeah, that's where you learn the majority of Russian people swearing and whatnot in games, whatever. Sorry, your week has been crap. Mine hasn't been too bad except for today. Thanks for the hug. I hope you're okay, Miriam. My DMs are always open if you want to talk about it. I've not done any Criterion of You. I have only done the first Criterion, and I only got through the first boss, and after that I was like, nah, I'm done with this. The annoying thing about Criterion is the difficulty is kind of like between Extreme and Savage, but the endurance of it is a lot more. Like, the endurance of it is more like an Ultimate. And from what I've seen, the rewards are not worth the time investment. It's one of those things that you can do and then you can say, yeah, I've done it once, that's it, I'm done. I just never really had the motivation for it. But if I had a big group of people to do it with and people were going to put some time and effort into it, I might do it, but I don't know, it just doesn't really interest me. It doesn't really capture my interest personally, so it's something I may or may not do. Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. Damn! That's pretty damn stunning, if I do say so myself. I mean, my sister's husband is half Latvian, half Russian, plus more Ukrainians here, so I use Russian more. I can speak enough for them to understand, but if they start speaking fast, my mind goes crazy. That's going to be me with Dutch, definitely. It's going to be fine, just some normal week with anxiety. Damn. Just say Kruto, smile, and nod and ignore anything else they say. It seems to work. I wish it worked in my work. But I want the mountains to go together. It's something we can definitely plan for in the future. Hugs, everyone. Yay! Lorenzo, have you heard of Pimsleur? It's another language learning platform that I liked more than Duolingo. It isn't free, but not expensive. You can pay monthly. I've actually just invested some money into something else. It's one called, what was it called? Is it Bubble? Baffle? Begins with B. Crap. Forget the name of it. I need to actually download the app for it. But they were having some big sale, and they were like, oh, you can get an extra year if you pay for a year, and it's already cheap money off or whatever. Babel, that's what it's called. Babel with double B in the middle. And the good thing about it is it actually identifies like what level things are, so you can have like A1, A2, B1, B2, which is something that I do want to focus on, because if I had to put myself on a level or guess what my level was, I would say that I'm A2 going on B1. Like, aiming to get to B1. But because if I look at A1 stuff, it's way too easy. Like, I already know half of that stuff. Like, the very first thing was just like birthday, present, his birthday, that kind of stuff. And that's really basic for me. But if it's A2, where they start to make more sentences, it's something that I can... Some of them I get, some of them I don't. So that's kind of like my level that I'm at. And when I master that, I'm working towards B1. Oh, hi. I fought one of you before. Just able to get these heals off. That's not pleasant, if I do say so myself. I love this view. It's beautiful. I appreciate it. Well, I hope the anxiety gets better for you, Death Angel. I've been there. The thing is, I'm stubborn about medication, so I have half a pharmacy that I don't touch. Fair enough. I'd love to do some content with Ian. We haven't played together in ages. We really haven't. And I'll be honest, I've not actually had much motivation to go on to 14 recently, except for like doing Savage and stuff. Like, I have all the stuff for my Paladin, in terms of tomestones, so I'm not really in a rush to do experts or anything. Like, I find myself sometimes just leaving it to the end of the week to cap, which is not really good because I can still do it anyway. But yeah, hopefully I'll have some more motivation to play it in again in a bit. Unless I just could never get into Duolingo. Yeah, it's one of those where Duolingo is just kind of like, hear some sentences, go, whereas other ones may have a bit more structure to them. Like, Duolingo does have some structure, but it's not really... It's not designed to teach. It's just designed to, like, throw you some random ones and see what happens. Me working, I'm medical field, I'm double stubborn, but it gets bad. I do take meds because it impacts my sleep. I'll be fine as long as nothing else bad happens. Sleep, what's that? Sounds like a silly idea. Indeed. Use a terminal in something. I go, shit, that's no good. I'm sorry, it's fine. I'm used to it. Still there. But yeah, when I finally gave up and went to the doctors, they gave me beta blockers, PPI, SSRI, which you take none of them. This is true, I can confirm he doesn't take any. He's just like, nah, fuck that shit. Oops. We got there eventually. I'll take it. I'm guessing he's permadeath, so if I bonfire here, it should be fine. Because usually when you have enemies that drop stuff, they tend to just disappear. We're doing P10S Kill Party Sunday. If you want to join, can try. I think I'm going to be doing P10S with my friend Aurelia. We'll have to see if we get through it or not. I don't think we'll get the clear because I think she's practicing HH. So we'll have to see how far we get there. But if we don't get through it and you have space, then we'll definitely have a look at it. She plays healer as well. And that's kind of rude for me to assume that you'll take an extra person, but yeah, that's just me saying like this is the situation. Definitely see where you're coming from, but yeah, I'm too old to be having a resting heart rate of 47. That is definitely... We can go with it then. Oh, that's nice. Perfect. I appreciate that. Hello? It's like a missed gate, but it's not a missed gate. Oh, bonfire. Yeah, that was quite presumptuous of me to immediately put that in there. I do apologise. But I appreciate the gesture. Pardon me. I have been into P11S once, and I've seen about a third of the fight. If you've done E11S, it's kind of like that, to an extent. Kind of. Yeah. The guy speaks my language. Oh, that was nasty. free too much. Yeah, thank you. I've done E1S to E12S, as you know. Yep. So you'll probably recognize some of the mechanics from P11S from E11S. It'll be me, White Mage, Second Dancer, and maybe your friend Sage, but we can try and move classes around. Can do. Not sure what she has as flex classes. But I don't want to force anyone off their main job, especially if you're trying to get clears, because that's never a good idea. In my case, I'll be looking to get the clear and practice P11 with everybody. Get your attention already. Good. Come this way, please. Five hits, maybe. Yep, 5 hits it is. Maybe a crit. Be worth 3. Sneaky, sneaky. Oof, that was nasty. Seven slashes? Seriously? Damn. So aggressive. So aggressive. Absolutely perfect impersonation, Renza? Of what? Exactly. Remind me. I did something, but I can't remember what it was. Mine was at some point over 100. Turned out I have a heart rate where it goes from normal to on extra shit. I was on meds for around 6 months, to the point where my BP would go down so much I stopped taking them. I probably lived with that problem since I was born, so I'm good without meds. It's funny, nobody ever counts all the ancillary languages we all innately know when counting how languages know, like drunk knees, just woke up-ish, and knackerish. Oh, I see, yeah. You're talking about the guy talking. He talks my language. 100 to 105 is average for me during the day, 130 plus if I go for a walk or something, but I crash to the 50s when I'm sleeping. For me, my average is about 80, give or take, when I'm kind of active, like in a normal day, but my resting heart rate's around 60. Ow. Would you mind not spitting Vibina at me? It's very rude. I mean, who spits Ribena at people these days? Come on. Come on. Come at me. Please don't let me have to drag this guy in. F you, I'm just going to run this way. If you want me, you can chase me. Then there was me. What are you talking about? I don't know anything. The rest of gargly noises, yes. Resting heart rate's around 1896. If I move around, it goes to 130, 150. Oof. Okay, he's buggered off, so now if I just get this guy. Just 5 straight hits. Okay. Oh! Oh, that's always painful to watch. Right in the gunnels. Never nice. I remember that from Takeshi's Castle. Instead of saying the groin, Craig Charles would always say in the gunnels. I don't know why, but I just found that a funny word. He took that one right in the gunnels. Why is that a funny word in my mind? Why am I like this? You do not look healthy, my good sir. You look, yeah, you look like a predator gone wrong. Only 3 hits, okay. It looks like predator gone wrong. Oh, hello. friendly fire, literally. That'll do it. Honestly, though, body language and the sort of non-verbal vocalizations do tend to be understood by almost anyone, regardless of culture and native language. Pretty much, yeah. BRB, no worries, sweetheart. Take your time. One thing I discovered recently, especially, was that depending on where you go, sometimes people tend to be more helpful than not. Depending on, like, if they know that you can't speak the language or not. Like the Dutch people, for example. They, like, if you try to speak Dutch to them, they appreciate it. But if you're struggling, they will immediately, like, switch to English and say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, we can speak English. Because I actually had that recently when I went to the Netherlands last time. I was buying a book from a place. It was a book called Nijntje, which is like Little Rabbit. And it's like a little kids book in the Netherlands. Really popular with the kids as well. So it was nice for me to, like, practice my reading or whatever. But when I first spoke, she then asked me if I wanted, like, a small bag or something. But I couldn't understand what she was saying. And when I made that clear, I just said, like, you know, I'm English, but I'm learning Dutch. And she really appreciated that. Ow. And she said that, especially in the Netherlands, people do appreciate it when you try. Let's try that again, but better, shall we? A lot of companies super appreciate you trying, especially if it's not one of the big languages. So knowing English, Spanish, French, German doesn't tend to impress much if they aren't to non-natives knowing Dutch so much. Yeah, I find that the French are a lot less giving, shall we say, when it comes to assistance. Like if I can't speak French to save my life. But it's considered quite rude in France if you don't either try to learn French or anything like that. Which I guess, to be fair, I would imagine a lot of English people would have that as well. Like if somebody came to England or to the UK and they couldn't speak English much, English people will probably be like, well, what the fuck are you doing here then? Which is kind of sad, really. Yeah, it depends where you go. Like, if you go to Manchester, for example, I would imagine that a lot of the people there would probably not be as willing to put the time in, should we say. Like, maybe if somebody was asking you on the street and you were lost or whatever and you wanted to ask for help, they probably would help you. Yeah, it depends on the situation. There's a subsect of relatively low educated and xenophobic people, especially in regions like Rennes or me from. Yep, very true. Very true, unfortunately. Talking about Bolton or Manchester, but either way, yeah, it's pretty much like that. We're actually probably the most multicultural, accepting countries in the world. I'm probably just speaking from experience. Or maybe it's just the media, the way that things are shown, if you will. Not so tough in the end, it seems. Which is nice. Yeah, there's a lot of Bolton people who are not very welcoming, in my experience. The big city is just a common thing, common truth that people are less openly friendly and open and Jesus. I'll try that again. In the big cities, it's just a common truth that people are less openly friendly and helpful. And that's pretty much what I've experienced, unfortunately. I would certainly help someone who couldn't speak English to find their way. So would I. I definitely would as well. You gotta remember how things are different now, especially with our generation. We are more understanding of that. I still don't think the majority are like that in all in Britain, but there's a persuasive level of it. Yeah, it's definitely like, it's not that it's non-existent. It does happen. It has been seen. It has been experienced. But I do agree that as time's gone on, we have gotten a lot more welcoming. Thank you. I suppose Brexit is probably one of many people's things for that as well, is the fact that they don't want other people here. But I might be wrong. I might just be coming to conclusions too quick. It's a generation thing. People who are older in England are less welcoming than myself. Yep, that is very true. Bolton was once known as the friendliest town in the country, but nowadays, nope, definitely not. End of the day, you'll get dickwads everywhere you go. It's dependent on whether you're a nice person. This is very true. Yeah. And we always do our best to be nice. It's like you say, if I saw that somebody was struggling and they asked for help, I would definitely do it. I voted for Brexit for my own personal reasons, but I'm not the dickwad like some people are. That's fair enough. My only gripe with Brexit at the moment is the fact that we're not allowed to move places. I think people over-trivialize the Brexit issue in general. It wasn't just xenophobia and anti-immigration. They were just one of the more vocal and one of the easiest targets. Yep. I am not going to claim to know anything about friggin' politics or business or any of that stuff. I do not know. And I don't claim to know, and I don't particularly think I will ever understand it, so I'm just going to go with the flow if I can on that front and do what I can to achieve whatever goals I have. Granted, I have to jump through a few more hoops, but it's not something that can't be done. Also voted for Brexit, but my reasons were I think the EU is a good idea in the principle that has suffered from a typical human nature and a lot of issues with non-transparency and corruption, plus tendency to macro-manage with little to no concern of the damage on a micro scale. Yeah, everyone's got... there are pros and cons in both cases. Where are you? Never mind, there's a bonfire here. Yes, it is a bonfire. Proof of the Concord kept. I'll be honest, Brexit in itself hasn't really been anything that I have thought about or feel like I've been affected by until recently. That's just because of my goals in life now, shall we say, and it's something that will or will not be an issue in the future. But again, it's not something that can't be worked around, so to speak. There's a fun word for you. Zigbro, or Zigbroy. I'm not... Is it Broy? Yeah, I think it's Broy. Zigbroy. Zigbroy. A umlaut U. I don't know what that thing was that I just got, but I can't find it. Where is it? Proof of a Concord kept. Proof of a dark spirit that was filled by a blue sentinel. The Knights of the Blood... Blood drain, shrunken ear, souvenir taken from a subduing of guilt. The Knights called the Blades of the Dark Moon, punish the guilt-soaked defenders of the gods, and take this as proof of their conquest. The earless corpses of the guilty will be left behind as a warning to others, inspiring both fear and respect for the gods, which is the eternal mandate of the Dark Sun. No idea what that is for, but there you go. Something I'll probably find out later, I'm sure. I mean, I usually tend to avoid political talk, to be honest, but if something is generally a dick, they won't change. True. EU is just a toxic organization, sure it affects you. It took away some of the ease of relocating to the EU member states, but if you weren't looking for an EU state in the first place, then it would be no different at all. Exactly, that's what I mean. It's not, up until this point, the last 7 or 8 years it has had no effect on me whatsoever. You know, I've just been working away, I've been doing my own thing, moved to Northern Ireland, that was never an issue in terms of possibility. But yeah, only recently has it become something that I've had to keep in mind. I wish I could move to Europe. The US is dress basket. Can you move to the UK? Well, obviously you can, but is it something that you want to do? Is it something that you're going to be working towards, or is it just one of those like, I wish I could do this? You know, a dream within a dream kind of thing. I mean, it's never a dream. If you want it, you can work for it, definitely. To be honest with you, Miriam, the UK and to some degree the EU at large is hurtling down similar pathways. The best thing to do is just do your own thing and carry on the best you can. Pretty much, yep. That's what I intend to do. I'll do what's best for me and what's best for what I hope to achieve. Which is, I don't know what yet, but we shall see. Obviously we have goals and we have intentions, but... we shall have to see. Keep calm and carry on, pretty much. I'm trying, Captain. I'm trying. And I will keep going. Hi. I saw your eyes. Doggies. Cookery, cookery. Get him. It does seem to be heading down the same path, sadly, in great advice. My issue of note lately is the horrific collapse of the education sector. Yeah. As a sufferer of chronic pain and mental health issues, I just try my best to carry on in a day daisy if I'm a fighter. Bum bum bum. Heck yeah. As with any battle or war, you can't defeat someone unless they accept defeat. Yeah. Why can't we just get along then? Why do we have to fight? Why can't we just get along? I could move to Europe and find a job in a STEM field, but it would be very, very difficult to just dream for now. Oh, it's definitely doable. There's plenty of STEM jobs around. I've been looking at the potential of maybe doing something in computing recently. But of course I'd have to do some course in computing to be able to get the experience needed, because my computing experience is next to none. I mean, Marijan knows as well that I've only recently been... Oops. Oh, I'm not dead. I've only recently got into computers. In terms of, like, building my own system. But... as far as using it for what it could be used for, that's something else I am yet to discover. don't stop coming in, they don't stop coming, they don't stop coming in, they don't stop coming. Are we done yet? Nope. I'm not dead somehow. Oops. Could move to Europe, and computing is always a good idea. Learning is always great. Computing teacher and ex-software developer. True. Yep. Margin probably knows more about computers than anyone in the entirety of Bolton. Let's put it that way. On that note, actually, Tom, question. Firstly, are you keeping up to date with the latest hardware, like CPUs and GPUs, that kind of stuff? Because if you are, I would ask for your professional opinion on something. Asking for a friend. Actually, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for a friend. Been in my job 4 years, and I'm bored of my job. I want to advance to a higher challenge, which is why I want to do this apprenticeship and coach people. I like to help people. Yep. In my case, I don't think I'm yet looking for... Well, maybe with the computing stuff, it's more just to unlock some doors, because I am interested in computers and computing, but it's not something that I would say I'm dead set on. I'm ready to give up my current job for it, kind of thing. I've been a teacher since 2012, and it's not something that I'm willing to give up lightly, because it is something that I enjoy doing. Only recently just got my own first full-time post. So that's not something that I want to walk away from immediately. And I won't, because I'm committed to it. But there's other things I'm committed to as well. That's awesome. If I could go back to school, I would pursue a graduate degree in educational psychology. I still might. I've been in education sector for 14 years. I'm just done with it. Current CPUs, you've got naturally... Oh. Nothing good came of that. Damn. What would you say is the best CPU for gaming currently? Purely for gaming. Obviously, you've got the 7000 Ryzen series, and I would say that the X3D series is probably the best for gaming, but would you say that the 7950X 3D is the best gaming CPU, or is it overpriced? Is it OP, essentially? I wasn't going to say it, but I was asking for his opinion for your sake, yes. Just to make sure that I'm not giving you crap info. Not to say that yours isn't bad, isn't good, of course, because obviously it is. It does the job nicely, but because you were looking at trying to get an upgrade in the future. And it depends on what games you're talking about. Yeah. Flight Simulator or something will knock the crap out of CPUs. That is very true, yes. Flight Simulator will pretty much go at 30 FPS for pretty much anything you throw at it, really, if you go full power. Kind of... Eh? Why? But general gaming doesn't hit the CPU very hard compared to the CPU. I'm getting a lot of DX errors in 14. I used to get those a lot as well. I think that's a GPU issue. Either the GPU is not able to handle it, or... if it's overclocked, it can sometimes be an issue. Make it fun for me. Eh. Yep. I would definitely say AMD is way better value for money than Intel. Oh, AMD. Yeah. So GPU and CPU is way better value for money than Intel and Nvidia lately. I guess it depends on if you want ray tracing or not, because if you want ray tracing, then Nvidia is the way to go for sure. Also, they've just released new DLSS 3 as well, which apparently is like a godsend for majority of things. But if you're just going like pure rasterization, I would say AMD is definitely way better value. I was actually considering potentially getting a 6950 XT, just because they're cheap, and it's way better than what I currently have. Because I currently have a... well, it's not way better, but it's definitely better. Because I currently have a 3070. And it is good. It's really good for what it is. I mean, this game, it makes short work of no problem. But if I was to go for like the latest games, for example, Resident Evil 4 Remake, that game you cannot play ray tracing unless you have the VRAM for it, apparently. And my card has 8 gigabytes of VRAM, which is nowhere near enough, so I cannot play with ray tracing at all. But really, even though I'm playing without ray tracing, it doesn't seem to be any less pretty than it would be with it. I would say the only game that I would say really benefited from ray tracing, in a sense that I could tell what was happening, was Spider-Man. Because when ray tracing was on, you could see all the reflections in the windows. Whereas in Spider-Man without ray tracing, there are no... there were no reflections in the window at all, and it just didn't look natural. Whereas with the ray tracing, it did look natural, so I played with it if I could. Let's be honest, the OSS just a buzzword to justify an RTX is barely supported by anything, and a lot of what does happen does support it, you can't really stop and notice it. AMD has their equivalents. This is true, they have super resolution. Super FX, I think it's called. I never got DX errors on my 1050 Ti, but on my 6650 XT I'm getting DX errors. The downside of AMD and ATI for them was shocking drivers, but NVIDIA is slipping on the driver culture in AMD. Yeah, I've heard that AMD have really upped their game with their drivers recently. Intel have as well, to be fair, on their recently on their GPUs. Their latest updates have been massive. So it's good to see that those two are catching up. Apparently as well, AMD are catching up on their ray tracing as well. They're still off a little bit, but it's not something that they can't catch up on eventually. Sorry, just focusing on that part there. Lol, Intel Arc. Sure, they're making improvements, but it's a non-starter. I agree. It's not. Yeah, they're not good yet, but they are improving. That's the only thing. Ali, as far as your DX errors go, my question is the card overclocked? Because if it is, that can sometimes cause an issue. But a 6650 XT should be better than a 1050, or a 1050 Ti, because a 1050 Ti is... Let's be honest, a 1050 Ti, or even a 1030, I don't know why those cards exist, because those cards do not do anything for anybody. They're basically a card that gives you a picture. There's nothing you can do with it, really, especially. No idea how to fix it, because I know my 6650 XT is better than the 1050 Ti. My only guess would be try to underclock it if you can, because that's what I did with my old card. Because I used to have a 1060, and I had DXX errors all the time, unless I underclocked it. If I underclocked it, then it was fine. But then when I got my 3070, the 3070, I have never had... Well, I've had maybe 1 or 2 issues, but in the entire time that I've had it, which is now years, it's never been an issue for me. I think most of the cards are usually pre-designed to overclock. Points at the 4060, it's worse than the 3060 Ti and barely keeps up with the 3060. Yeah, the 4060 is a waste of space. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. Please tell me how. The software that you would use for it, I don't know if it would work with AMD. I'm pretty sure it would. Tom, you can back me up on this maybe. Is MSI Afterburner. It's a software that actually accesses the cards clocking from the actual desktop, and you can access the numbers there and then. Like, you can put it down by like 10 or 20 megahertz, and that should underclock it enough to make it work. Not undervolt, underclock. So you give it the same power, but you're making it work less. Definitely, yeah, definitely do not undervolt it. So the card will probably run at a preset clock, which is probably going to be something like for a 6650, it's probably going to be something like 1700 megahertz or something. If you lower that by like 30 or maybe even 50 megahertz, that should give you something to work with. It's going to be memory. I think it's core clock in megahertz. There's a quieter balance bit. You'll need to get it from the software MSI Afterburner. That's what I use. Manual tuning. It depends explicitly on what cards you have, yeah. Do you know which card it is? Like, who made the card? Is it MSI, or is it Gigabyte, or Asus, or who is it? Asus. Lol. We don't talk about that. I'm not gonna lie, I've not been paying attention to where I've been running at all. I've just been talking and walking. So I don't know where I am right now. Is he a boss? Or is he just a heavy hitting dude, maybe? Oh yeah, this guy's gonna hurt. Crap, I'm out of flasks. That's rude. He's got somebody to help him. Oh, it's an actual AMD card. Wait, is it an actual AMD card? Advanced Micro Devices according to DX Diag. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. No, it's not bad at all. It's just so we can. It's just so that we know exactly what it is we need to do. Considering grabbing CPU-Z, CPUID.com, it'll tell you the clock speed and the board manufacturer. Yeah, we know that it's a Radeon card, which is like AMD's brand, if you will, similar to RTX, not RTX, GeForce. I'm just going to run past these guys. But then who actually designed that particular card that you're using? Yeah, because my 3070 was made by MSI. If you have the box, yeah, that'll tell you. Yeah, so you're looking for something like MSI, Gigabyte, Asus, can't remember who the other board makers are these days. It's too many to name. XFX. You okay there? I think he's stuck. XFX, PNY, there's really many dozens. Yeah, true. Yeah, he's stuck. So I'll just leave him to his stuckness. That'll do. Maybe, so if I get rid of the bow. That doesn't look healthy, does it? Oof. Make sure you look at your health, everybody. Gigabyte. Yep, that'll do it. I love the boss for this area. Maybe I'll find out one day. Just an FYI, folks, I am waiting for food to arrive, so I may have to disappear shortly for a few moments. And then I can get food, but I will come back and we shall continue, so do not worry. Gigabyte Radeon RX 6650 XT, Eagle 8GB graphics card, Gigabyte, yeah. What was my 1060? I think my 1060 was a MSI as well, now that I think about it. Both of them have gone for Gaming X Trios. Their official software is Gigabyte Extreme Engine Utility. I've always just used MSI Afterburner just because it's universal. But if it also works, yeah. There isn't really any major benefits or downside to any, as long as you have something that works, something that allows you to access it from the desktop so you don't have to go into the BIOS. Just screw that. Afterburner gets pop on with a lot of cards. I'm waiting for a butt now. Is there a butt? Mariam, question, should I try and kill this guy or should I just run past him? I could probably kill him, but it's probably not going to be worth the time. Can't I just use AMD software? I don't know if AMD software gives you access to the card itself. Like in terms of changing the numbers. That's pretty much the answer to everything whenever you're asking Dark Souls. It's like, should I do this or should I do this? Everyone just says, do what you friggin' want. The choice is yours. There is no wrong answer. If you fuck up the world, it's fine. I mean, if you fuck up the world, it's fine. Nobody gives a because everyone's dead anyway. Oops. Okay, so. Now that guy paid no attention to me until I actually stabbed this guy, so maybe once I stab him then I can run back. I've got a free shot in. If there's something critical, I'll let you know. Thank you. I appreciate. Is that her? Is that what's her name? Is that Booba lady? I forget her name. Begins with G. Guinevere, is it? Come at me, bro. Let's go for the classic kill him before he kills you strat. Gwendolyn, that's the name. I always confuse the wizard and the boob lady. It's fine to it. Sorry, I'll stop asking as the DS goes on, not too bad. It's fine to it. No, it's definitely something that I would try and get sorted because it is a royal pain in the backside. I hated the DX errors when I had them. And believe me, if you can find a way to fix them, it just makes life so much nicer. That was actually my first stint into underclocking as well. I'll be honest, I've never overclocked a card. I've only ever underclocked. Other than that, I just use MSI just for monitoring. I don't use it for actually playing with the cards, just because I'm not trying to get the absolute most out of it. As long as I get something that works, that's fine. It's not as scary as it sounds, by the way. A lot of people think that overclocking and underclocking is very dangerous and that you can wreck your card and that kind of stuff. But they're actually designed so that you can't go beyond their actual operating limit. One HP in a dream. Like, a lot of cards actually have limiters built into them so that you can't go beyond a certain point where it would actually damage the card. Overvolting will totally... Yeah, overvolting will definitely damage it because obviously you'll put too much power through it. Overclocking, though, tends not to cause any major issues because the card just stops itself before damage does happen. Like, if you try to do something and it's overclocked, but it's not stable, it just crashes. But that doesn't mean that the card's broken. That just means that the card is like, sorry boss, I can't do it. You'll have to reset something. Excuse me. Shortcut? Yep. This is the cathedral. I forget where I am. Oh. I think I went this way, didn't I? Did I go this way? I think I initially went this way. Yes, I did. Here's the bonfire. Okay. And then I just carried on. But it looks like I didn't go through the other one, which is interesting. But sometimes people decide to YOLO it. There's no mention of OC on the Amazon Lifting. Very useful shortcuts. Very useful shortcuts indeed. Yeah, usually sometimes when you buy graphics cards from vendors like MSI or Gigabyte or whatever, they tend to what they call factory overclock it, which is like they overclock it from the factory to try and get the most out of it, because then they can charge a little bit more for it, whilst actually making it seem like you're getting more out of it. I don't want to be here. Yeah, I did not want to be there. So it's not factory overclocked. Okay, that actually makes a bit less sense then, because my card was factory overclocked and that was causing the issues, and then when I underclocked it, it fixed it. But if yours isn't factory overclocked, then maybe I guess the card itself just isn't able to run at that speed? Unsure? Actually, what they do is underclock poorer quality cards that couldn't handle the higher clocks. True. I would like to open it, but I don't think I can. Ow. Maybe they'll go away if they don't see me. Their vision is based on movement. If they don't see me, they won't know I'm here. I had no idea if that was a thing or not. I decided to try it because there seemed to be some staircases there. I was like, So I have a bad card, okay. I wouldn't say it's a bad card. I would just say maybe that for the settings that you're playing Final Fantasy on, the card may or may not be able to handle it properly. It doesn't open from this side, okay. You recommended that one. Are you playing on max settings in 14, or are you playing on like high settings or something? Because what I would recommend is try playing on... If you're playing on max, try playing on standard, and if you're playing on standard, try playing on low, and see if that reduces the frequency of the errors, because if it does, it means that the card is not able to handle the game at max settings. That's why I'd interpret it anyway. Possibly, but ultimately they do test the card, so it should be stable at the clock speeds they set, but they can fail over time. How long have you had that card, if I may ask? I mean, 6650 XT isn't an old card, because they've only recently started doing the X series, the 50 series. I would say maybe a couple of years. Yeah, those guys are ridiculously easy to kill. It's the RDNA 2 based? Yeah. Since January. Not super long then. Excuse me. Not super long then. Only a few months. It's in the warranty then, yeah. My question is the card actually faulty? Or is it just not able to handle the game? Need more data. Well, yeah, you can definitely say, like, I'm playing my game, but it keeps giving me errors. The card's in warranty. Can you replace it for me? And see if they can give you another one. Is FF9 the other thing throwing wobbler? No, it's actually an issue that's been going on for a while, Tom, is that 14 has this thing where... I'm not sure what causes it as such, but it essentially just causes DX11 to crash. And it is the software that is definitely the problem. But I'm not sure if it's down to, like, the card not being able to handle it, or if it's purely an overclocking issue, or an underclocking issue, or if it is a clock issue at all. Maybe I should heal. Went under the best reputation for codes at the time. A lot of the titles have issues. Very true. I'm actually wondering, because in the next expansion of Final Fantasy XIV, which is coming like maybe next year, they are actually doing a graphics upgrade. So my question is, would they stick to DX11, or would they move to DX12? Because if they move to DX12, I reckon that would remove the DX11 issue, or the DX error. Because maybe they'll code it correctly. I don't know. But I'm not sure if that's... because it's something that they're going to do gradually. It's not going to be like one day they play on this and the next day they play on this and they get better graphics. I think it's something that they're going to do gradually. Like, they'll do like an area here and an area there. So, one bit at a time. This guy got a scythe. Can I just kill this guy? There we go. And then I'll kill you. There we go. A lot of the titles do have issues. I went to standard and it doesn't look much so. I noticed that, yeah, when you go to standard, there's not a lot of major things. I'm not quite sure what actually changes if you go from standard to whatnot. But at the same time, it's a preset setting, so you can change a few things and make it a custom thing. I think the biggest thing that causes, like a biggest GPU eater, is ambient occlusion. If you change that from quality to something less, I think the load on the GPU lightens a bit, so that might give you something. I'm not sure if it actually changes much in terms of view, unless you're really looking really close, but I don't think you will. I don't think it's something that you'll easily notice. shortcut. I want to open that door, please. I'm glad I went this way first. Are you proud of me, Miriam? Are you proud that I went this way first and got this door open? I've got 51,000. I've got 50,000 souls. I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cheat. It'd be silly to stay with DX11 at this point. I agree. The game's like nearly 10 years old, and it's been stuck on DX11 for that long. But a graphical update doesn't necessarily mean that I have to go DX12. I love what DX12 brought to the table is efficiency things rather than actual graphical goodies. I think I'll head back to place up on the lug again. Thank you for the advice. No worries, my dear. Thank you very much for being here. It's been a pleasure as always. The problem is that rewriting the graphics pipeline to 12 might be a large amount of work, so they aren't that big on large amounts of work for limited returns. I am. Yes, please use them before going through the fog. Yes.
Welcome home, Ashen Ones. Very well, then taken.
4 levels. I'll take it.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Church of Yorshka. It sounds very Russian. Yorshka. The thing is, I'm not quite sure what really can change. Like, if they said, like, we're going to put the servers down for so long so we can implement the change from DX11 to DX12, I don't think many people would argue with that. Do you have any overlays going on, like Discord or Overwolf or Steam overlay, etc.? That is a good point. Don't mind me. Don't mind me, I'm just running through. Maybe not go that way. Maybe go a slightly different way. A lot of people are doing their stream and such. Good, very good, very nice. You guys then going to go plates up? No worries, sweetheart. Take care. FF14 Discord, yes. Change the graphics pipeline would have no relation to the server, so try not having Discord overlay. Apparently it does not like overlays. I don't play with Discord overlay either. That's actually a valid point. That might do something. Yeah. Yeah, I never use the overlays. I don't really see much point in them. Well, in my case, obviously, because I've got dual monitor, I don't really need it. Because I've got it on the other screen anyway, if I need to see it. Someone managed to get through there, no problem. Pontiff Sullivan. Pontiff Sullivan. course there's a phase 2. I see. So that's the game you're playing. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a very fun guy. Very fun guy. Absolutely. Great guy. That's exactly why I don't care about LAs 2. Monitor monitor is the best. Other option might be VSync or some kind of FPS lock. Sounds like some people had benefits from capping the frame rates actually. Maybe why Underclocking fixed it, just had less frames. Have you heard of Viva La Dirt League? I have not. I'm actually going to BRB a sec because I need to go grab the food quickly. I shall be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. But feel free to put that message in and I shall find out. Ponte is at the sense of why the world is shit. Sounds about right. Back in a sec, folks. Maybe unmuting myself would be an idea, yes? So Viva the Dirt League. VLDL are a New Zealand group that makes kits based on games. One series is about Dark Souls logic you may enjoy. You claim that Dark Souls has logic. Nope, nope. It's very silly. Stop it once. Nope, nope. Guinevere is the boob lady, and Gwendolyn is the Dark Moon boy. I always get them confused. That actually reminds me of Goldie when she first found Guinevere, when she defeated Ornstein and Smoke. Everyone, she was saying, "I'm about to stop now because I've just defeated these guys, and now I need to stop." And she was like, everyone was like, "No, no, no! You gotta go through there. There's an amazing chest in there." So she was like, "Okay, fair enough." She went in there, and as soon as she saw her, she was just like, "It's the girl with the big boobies." So that's what you guys meant by amazing chest. Damn. I need to go to a meeting. You can't miss the chest. You really can't. Good luck with Pontiff. I think I'll need it. Excuse me. They do Red Dead and D&D, etc. I'll have to look at those, definitely. Well, the whole point of the group is comedy and playing on the illogic of the whole point of the... Yeah. It's like, logic? What is this? Somehow managed to get through. Very true. I just don't worry about the soul stones. It matters not. I have to say, that's a nice number of deaths right there. Clean. I was proud of that. Not at all. This will a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. 69 does, isn't it? Does it not say nice when that number appears? Indeed it is. Nice. Or as they would say, roughly now. Nice. They should make a new Portal game rather than release an RTX tech demo based on it. That doesn't work. I mean, I kind of the nerd that got the joke at the end of the Portal one when GLaDOS said 2 + 2 = 10 in base 4. I'm perfectly fine. Yep, I got that too. Anytime someone says 2 + 2 = 10, I say, nah, that's actually true under certain conditions. And people say, what are those conditions? And I try to explain base 4. It doesn't go well. I need a piece of paper for it. Bases are easy. Once you grasp the basic concept, any base makes sense. This is true. This is very true. Like for me to do a certain card trick, I have to know every number in base 3, or know how to work out numbers in base 3. It's bloody annoying. Because I get the concept, but then I can never do it in my head quickly enough to do the trick properly. Maybe one day I'll get it down properly. Slowly but surely. We are getting there slowly but surely. Not sure if it's going to do much, but it's worth a try now. Seems like I just need to work out to counter the AoE blast. Kind of. The good thing is the clone kind of tells me what he's going to do as well, but he also does damage, so I have to dodge both of them at the same time. I'm not sure if killing the clone is going to do much for me, but we shall see. Everything that happened there. Nothing went from me at all. Every dodge was mistimed, every attack was met with a counter. Couldn't get a chance out. Why the hell can't I put this on? Is it because there's already ice on there? Yeah, it seems I can't do anything to this weapon because it's already got ice attached to it. Sucks. I wonder if parrying is an option. Try that this time around, see if I can get a parry in. Maybe not that. Just testing stuff. Just testing stuff. Indeed the Dark Souls way, yep. Build of immunity to death by repeatedly dying. Yep. That doesn't actually happen in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2, the more you die, the less health you have. And so you use a certain item anyway. Why am I trying to parry that? parry in any way, shape or form. Never mind. Forget the parry. We'll just do it normal. Because I got him past halfway last time, and I've got an idea, so just keep building on that. If it works, don't fix it. No, if it ain't broke, keep doing what you're doing. This one's gonna need a do-over. Dodging too much. And the only original, which I can't remember the actual name of in Dark Souls 1, Demon Souls, yeah. Demon Souls on PS3. Was that before Dark Souls? I forget. I can never remember which one came first. Was it Demon Souls or Dark Souls? One of the two. Or was like Demon Souls the progenitor of Dark Souls or something? All made by the same people. Wasn't me. Can't prove anything. Yeah, Missy, the gate is dear. How you doing, sweetheart? There you go, Missy. I am fully hydrated now. But me. It's bedtime now. Just wanted to say bye. Hi, bye. Baldric, deny everything. Deny everything, Baldric. Is it bedtime now? No! But it is time to sleep. No! Come on, Baldric, it's 9 p.m. No, it isn't! No. Now more! Your wish is my command. Roger. Right, that's all you're getting. I hope it makes you happy. I think your friends are trying to kill you on. She's trying to make me suffer because every time I speak German, she always cringes. All the water, pretty sure drinking like that does not actually help. It does not. Helps in needing to pee? Yeah, debatable. My stomach is currently full of rice, so my stomach is going to be bloated as heck in a moment. Yo, me, wie geht's dir? All the Germans are coming in now. Let's go. So do I, but I don't try to drown you. This is true. It is very true. This German is leaving. Aww. Why don't you stay for more? You can make me hydrate later. That's good, Missy. Thanks for being here, sweetheart. You're appreciated. Good shit to dich. And thank you for all the hydrates. I hope it was to your satisfaction. Take out that clone. We're sorted. How do Sunshine be? Sunshine? Was ist das? Nickname I gave Renza. you been listening to Bavarians again? Nope. Did you also get double posture check? I probably did, but I haven't actually. There we go. Posture check. I see it. Yep. I told you about listening to Bavarians. Well, the only thing that I remember from Bavarian is that they put civics on the end of everything, and Amelia can attest to that. According to the cam, he didn't. Just a woman that suffers from physiotherapy at the moment. It's not fun. Watch your back. There we go. I've been sitting with bad posture for decades. It never did me any never did me any good. No, they do not. It's a Final Fantasy thing. True.
fell.
Whew. Medic! Medic! I am not going to ask how I survived that onslaught right in the corner there when I couldn't see a friggin' thing. I could not see a thing. Then all of a sudden, I'm just dodging left and right. But it is done. The chaos is ended. No, it really isn't. That's just the beginning. Maybe. No, but they do speak that mushy lipsy German. Good job. I took good jobs. Thanks for the GGs, folks. Much appreciated.
Just good, wasn't he?
Hang on.
Pretty be careful. I go.
I'll give you this one, Tom. You can laugh at this guy speaking.
Well, Matt, 'tis good to see ye in good health. What needs smithing this day?
Aye, we need a few good things smithing, so we do. Can I upgrade anything? No, I cannot. I can do the shield, but I don't want to do the shield.
Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
Prithee, be careful. I'm Irish, I am.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls. Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide.
Hui. Let's go back to that place before we finish off. Pontiff Sullivan. Oh, it's good, so it is. Pro tip: never trust blindfolded women that ask you to touch their darkness. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good thing, does it? So the good thing is we've killed another big enemy. That's a big door. I want to see if I can open that big door first. I know exactly where I need to go. I need to go forward, but I'm going to go sideways first. Can I go in this door? I don't think I can. It's locked. It's locked. Fuck. Why is the door f***ing locked? Make it fun for me. Piece of shit. Never mind. But I think we are going to call an end to proceedings there. I've been going for just over 4 hours. I am getting a bit tired now. I don't want to go too long because I know that I'm going to stay up all night and I need to just get out of this habit before work starts again next month. So I shall say thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you had a wonderful time. Make sure you join the Discord to stay in touch with when I'm doing my next streams. And if you're not following already and you like what you see, please do leave a follow. It is very much appreciated. And every time that you pop in, I will always say hello and greet you accordingly. And if you don't speak English as your first language, I'll greet you in your language because that's what I do.